Hey everybody, this comes from Yahoo News. I'm doing all these from Yahoo News today because I couldn't find anything anywhere else. They're claiming Putin has a doomsday weapon. I'm sure all countries do, but this is what they're saying. November 9, Vladimir Putin attended a meeting in Sochi on the state of the Russian defense industry. He gave a pretty boring speech about defeating U.S. missile defenses to some pretty bored-looking generals. But there was one aspect of the evening that was downright terrifying, supposedly. Russian television cameras caught a page in a briefing book describing the development of a new nuclear weapon system called Status 6. So, this is actually of the situation. Uh, Folks, I cannot confirm nor deny this being anywhere near classified. It looks like a submarine to me. It doesn't look like anything else. And I can't even begin to believe that this is even allowed to be on Yahoo News if it wasn't something not even where anybody cares about. So it's nothing less than an underwater drone designed to carry a thermonuclear weapon into foreign ports. If detonated, Status 6 would be capable of dousing cities like New York in a massive amount of radioactive fallout. At the risk of understating things, the project is, well, you get the idea with this. So this is just one of the things they're toying around with. Nothing major one way or the other, I imagine. But basically, it harkens back to the most absurd moments in the Cold War when nuclear strategists followed a logic of deterrence over the cliff and into the abyss. And Putin seems positively nostalgic. So this is probably nothing more than just somebody's little PhD project that somebody's funding, and I highly doubt, if anything, folks, anybody's going to really mobilize this where they have a fleet of these. Now, do I know whether or not they will? No, of course not. Yep, I got one kitty here and one kitty on the side. And the doggy's underneath the blankets finally sleeping. Uh, but the briefing book slide spills in plenty of details about the project. A Russian attack submarine would be able to carry one or more of these drones, which could be remotely launched into the sea. The specs on the side seem a little optimistic, but they seem to suggest that once roaming wild underwater drone could travel a total distance of 10,000 kilometers or 5,400 nautical miles. It would be designed in such a way that it could be navigated undetected into supposedly U.S. or Allied areas, and it would detonate a payload. So you get the idea here, folks. And as always, folks, unofficially, the U.S. officials have yet to press this case as strongly as they might. A reflection, I think, of Washington's continuing hostility toward international efforts to focus on the humanitarian consequences of a nuclear war. And from their situation, also, folks, I got to be honest with you. They probably already know whether or not this thing is active, how many of these they have, and whether or not it's even a credible threat. And this is probably something they have based on, like, a PhD's reasoning that said, hey, for, I don't know, 9 million, whatever the Russian ruble or whatever the equivalent of the US dollar would be, $9 million. I have a defense project that I would like to get funded. I'm a PhD student. I have worked in your military, yada, 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 yada. Please fund me. And that might just be what it is. You don't know. Neither do I. I'm sure Lockheed Martin, Boeing, and every single defense contractor, whether maritime or aviation or aerospace, has 1,000 projects like this sitting in a warehouse that's never been developed or anything else. And they probably have a fleet of them ready and waiting, and that's probably what they'll always be, ready and waiting. That's it. So thank you.